Hi, this is Helenschanel, and I'm Helen. I'm going to talk today just a little bit about how to not get scammed when you buy Chanel jewelry. And I'm not going to go through all the different markings and such because you'll never remember that. That does help you identify real from fake, but there are other things that people do on purpose I think you should know about. There are scammers. That's just the way it is. If you see a piece of Chanel jewelry and it has no marking on it, cartouche, or some people call it a hallmark, it says Chanel on the back and it has Chanel in the logo and all that. Not on the front. Everything has a CC on the front almost, but on the back or on the side, hidden somewhere where it's not obtrusive necessarily. If you don't see that, don't buy it. It's that easy. Here's a piece just to show you, because before the 1950s, the pieces were not marked. They were meant to go with certain outfits. And so they weren't marked because they were considered just an accessory for that particular outfit. This is one. It's not marked. I bought it from somebody who knows Chanel as well as I do. I bought, I don't know, over 1,000 pieces from him, probably 2,000 at least. And he said, I've got this piece. It's real. It doesn't have any markings on it. And I bought it because I wanted the whole batch. It was a whole batch of stuff and this was in it. So I got it and I'm very happy with it, but you'll never see me sell it. You'll never see me put it on my website, because if you get something from me, I want you to be able to prove to yourself and to anyone who might ask that it's real. So I may wear this, but I'm not going to sell it to you and you're not going to see it on my website. Oh my goodness. Fake, by the way, is me saying, here's a purse. It's a Chanel purse. Buy it. And it's not real at all. It's fake. If I say to you, here's some Chanel earrings. I happen to have some right here. They have faux diamonds. Okay? Faux means it's not real. It's supposed to look like a diamond, but it's not real, and I'm telling you it's not real. Rather than saying fake diamonds, they're faux diamonds. Okay? So faux is I'm letting you know that it's not real, but it looks like something that is real, as opposed to something that's completely fake and I'm just trying to fool you and take your money. Not going to happen. The next thing I want to tell you is gifts. If you want to buy a piece of Chanel and you, maybe at an estate sale, at a high-end consignment shop, online, even at the big places, there's some big websites, more likely though a one-to-one kind of purchase, and you want to know something about it. Where did this come from? Oh, it was a gift. My ex-husband gave it to me. It's a gift. Before the word gift gets out of their mouth, turn around and leave, okay? Because mostly a gift means, I know it's fake, you don't, and I'm covering myself. So I'm telling you it was a gift. That's saying, I don't really know, but come on, I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, someone gave it to me. So you buy it from me and that, everyone will be happy. No, everyone won't be happy, because you're not going to give away, you're not going to even try and sell a gift unless you can authenticate it. I mean, it's crazy. So if someone says something is a gift, leave. Now, there's some occasions where maybe it is a gift, and if you know enough about the piece to take a look at it and know what to look for and what it should feel like and look like, and you're very well versed, that's fine. But for the regular person, go away. Don't even talk to anyone about a gift. Here's another thing that people do. They will say, I've got the original receipt. Here's a nice box. It may not be a Chanel box, but it'll be a very nice box. Oh, I lost the box, but here's another box, and here's the receipt. And they will have a receipt from a well-known department store that has a Chanel boutique inside, and I won't name that store because it's not fair. They're not doing this. Someone's doing it, but they will give you a receipt. Oh, look, I paid $1,500. Here's the receipt. It was 20 years ago or 10 years ago, whatever. Here's the box, here's the receipt, here's the piece, buy it. No, because you can go online. Now, I haven't checked recently, but I don't know, 5 years ago or so, I checked online and you could buy a receipt and a box for whatever amount you want for $50, okay? So, fine, I'll give you $50. You give me a receipt that says I bought it from a famous store for $2,000. I'll put it in a nice box and I'll sell it to you. Don't do that. Nobody's going to save their receipt for 20 years or 15 years or 10 years for that matter. Don't fall for that, okay? Again, if you know enough about the jewelry, you can take a look and see, but sometimes it's very hard to distinguish between real and fake if you don't know about a million different things to look for. So that's just a hint to you that it could be, and probably is, a scam. The gift thing and the no markings, oh well, it doesn't have a marking because it's really old. No, there are not that many things floating around from before the 50s. You should know that in 1941, the Chanel boutique was closed in Paris from about 1939 through 1954 when she opened up again. But in 1941, while the boutiques were closed, there was a company called the Chanel Novelty Company, or the American Chanel Novelty Company, and they were making jewelry, and it was, some of it was copies, and some of it was just random jewelry, and it's not necessarily terrible jewelry, but not Chanel. And it had the signature on the back, so they were going to make a fortune. But Chanel found out about it. Her lawyer sued because it was not her Chanel. And the way you'll know this stuff is on the back, the signature is done in script. It was only for 1941 because they didn't get away with it after that. Her signature is copyrighted. You can't just say something is Chanel when it isn't. So if you should happen to find a piece that says Chanel in script, that's what it is. And it doesn't, you might think it would be very collectible, but as far as I know, if people are going to spend some money, they're going to want to buy the real Chanel thing. It's not like coin collectors when they find a misprint on a coin that makes that coin very valuable. It's not the case with this, although I think that the Chanel with script is very interesting. It's not enough to be collectible. I'd rather spend my money on something real. And by the way, that company had to rename itself. They had to get rid of the name Chanel Novelty, and they were renamed it's spelled R-E-I-N-A-D, Novelty Company. I don't even know if they still exist. I rather doubt it. But that was how serious this was. I don't know whether they were fined or not, because I just know in terms of someone who cares about Chanel, that they weren't allowed to do it anymore and they had to change their name. So that's something to look for. Look for the script so you know what you're getting. Let me think here. Gift. Here I'll tell you another thing. And I guess you can tell by now, I'm trying to show you the scams that people do as opposed to how you can look at a piece and authenticate it yourself. I'm more trying to tell you what to look for that people are going to say to you that will let you know that what they're selling is not real. Here's a pendant or a necklace, either way. And if you look on it, on the back here, it's got the oval, the identification oval or the cartouche, and it's a real piece. It's a nice heavy piece, nice heavy chain, everything. So if someone wants to sell you one of those, or you see one you like, you must be able to talk to the person and say, is the chain marked? Is the chain real Chanel? Because people will get a piece like this, and sometimes they'll take this nice chain away. This thing can only be a pendant, so they get a cheap chain, put it on there, and you think you're getting a whole nice Chanel necklace. You're not. You're getting this, but you're not getting this. The chain has to be marked as well. This chain is marked. You probably can't see it, but there's a CC's there. It's on the clasp, and it's part of the clasp. It's not hooked on with one little extra chain, the little CC logo. This is part of the chain, and the chain is nice and heavy, just like the piece itself is. So be sure and look for that. Be sure and ask about the chain. You can't assume that the chain is real. Someone is going to sell the chain separately and make a lot more money, so they're likely to substitute it. The next thing I want to tell you, let me see. I think those are the main things I want you to be looking for. If you have any questions, you can always reach me at hc20850@aol.com. There's probably more that I could tell you. In fact, there's a lot more that I could tell you. But I'm just going to look at my notes. And one more thing I will tell you. The hang tag. here's the hang tag, and it's on here. I showed it to you, and that lets you know this is authentic, and that's good. Sometimes Chanel used to and still does use a hang tag on some of their jewelry. So if you see a hang tag, do not automatically think it's fake. But keep in the back of your mind that there are people who make hundreds of hang tags, drill a hole in it, and hook it to one little link, and then hook that to a piece of jewelry. And you're supposed to think it's Chanel. Well, maybe yes, maybe no. So what you have to do is, in that case, have something on the jewelry other than that little tag that authenticates it for you. Well, I can't even tell you the different things you'd be looking for. Take someone with you who knows something, because even people who sell wonderful, real Chanel things can be fooled. So the little hang tag does not mean something is fake. I have to tell you that. However, it's the easiest thing for someone who wants to make a fake. That's the easiest way for them to do it. Little tag, drill a hole, hook it to whatever you want, and there's a Chanel piece. So be aware of that. You don't, some of the things you'll know right away. No. The gift thing, that worries me. But the hang tag, it just tells me, look carefully. So that's what I have to say about that. The last thing I want to tell you is people are always asking me if what I have on in my videos are Chanel, and generally they are, not always. This piece is, so people want me to let you know that. So you can always reach me again. I have an Instagram page also, Helenschanel online, all one word. Okay, talk to you later.